Hello, everyone. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. With the goal to empower women and bring equity, the City of LA held Women's Equality Day 2022, The Power of Procurement. This was a chance for female contractors to learn how they can be a part of the city's procurement and contracting opportunities. Let's take a look.
Today we're here to talk about women in contracting. Today is about equity. We're talking about all the resources and ensuring that our women contractors learn more about how they can be a part of the city's procurement and contracting opportunities.
This is all about how to empower women and to bring equity so that more women-owned businesses have an opportunity to contract with the City of Los Angeles.
Women play a large percentage of the business owners, and a lot of women go into businesses because they want to have the flexibility to be around their families, around homes, and be able to do that. But they also want to be able to make money out of their businesses. And so in order to do that, they have to start getting into a game of procurement and contract with government, with city, with state, local, federal. All of that brings a lot of economy to the businesses of women. And so we want to make sure that they're also in the same platform as everyone else.
These programs are developed through the Mayor's Office Entrepreneur Traineeship programs, and I advise women, if you have an interest in opening a business, please don't be afraid. Take the next step to your business startup. They have so many procurement training programs, they have entrepreneur training programs, and also bidding processes for contracting with the City of Los Angeles.
Later in the program, we'll hear about how Prosperity Market, a Black women-led organization, is helping local business owners. Did you know that in the 1930s, Los Angeles was producing a quarter of the world's output of oil? Since discovering the adverse health impacts caused by oil and gas drilling, the City of LA has been taking steps towards banning this practice, including other environmentally friendly measures.
Oil drilling in Los Angeles started in the late 1800s, although it started to peak in the early part of the 1900s, to the point where in the 1930s, Los Angeles was producing about a quarter of the world's output of oil, and in many ways was part of the reason that fueled Los Angeles' industrialization in the early years. Oil drilling can have a very significant impact on one's life. It could range from causing asthma to actually cancer, and for that reason, the city as a whole has taken concerted steps to ban oil and gas drilling, recognizing not only the adverse health impacts it may have, but specifically the negative impacts it has to frontline communities, communities of color that have long lived next to many of these drill sites in the city of Los Angeles. We're looking to essentially ban all oil and gas drilling. That would take effect upon adoption for any new existing applications that come in, as well as to seize and remove all existing operators as well within a 20-year timeline. So this ordinance, in addition to essentially banning oil and gas drilling, it's really a continuum about what we really want to see in our city, how we want our land and our environment to be utilized. Will they be reserved for open space, for housing? The opportunities are endless, but I think what it really sparks an opportunity to see how we can really lead in issues related to climate change and environmental justice, and to do so at the local level where municipalities have a say in terms of the affairs of their neighborhoods. What we would like to see is ultimately in the 5 to 10 years plan already seeing many of these sites going down the abandonment process. It's going to be a detailed study analysis that the Office of Petroleum Administration and Natural Gas and Safety here in Los Angeles will be helping to inform in terms of the length of time that many of these sites will essentially get plugged and remediated. But I think it's something that we want to see, certainly not in just our lifetime, but even sooner, this larger discussion that really gels with a national and statewide conversation about how we can become energy efficient and to diversify to essentially not be reliant on one source, in this case, gas or oil. This is really a win not just for the city, but its residents and to many of the environmental groups and stakeholders that have really helped galvanize a great deal of attention and focus on this single-handed issue. But oil drilling, quite frankly, is something that is prevalent across the entire city, from the west side to South Los Angeles. So it's an issue that really impacts nearly, if not all, a great deal of our residents.
Opened during the pandemic, the brand new Venice Pool is getting the action it deserves, with people coming over to swim, eat good food, and watch a movie. Councilmember Marquise Harris Dawson was on hand to encourage the South Central community to come out and enjoy the pool all year round.
We are just happy to be celebrating a great summer in South Central Los Angeles. We're here at Venice Pool in beautiful Venice Park. We got folks from Canterbury Knolls neighborhood, from the High Park neighborhood, from the Chesterfield Square neighborhood. All the young people, all the families here to swim, get some good food, watch a movie, and just enjoy each other, enjoy the great weather, enjoy our neighborhood. We're very excited. This pool actually opened up during the pandemic. And so for many months it was here, fresh, brand new pool, no one's able to use it. And so we're happy now that we're using the protocols, but you can see folks are having so much fun in the pool, swimming. It's open every day. It's going to be open throughout the year. It's a heated pool. So the community, please, please, please come out and enjoy it.
It's beautiful, man. You know, I'm out here with my family, my two little ones, my wife. You know, they're cousins. So it's great. You know, I just love seeing the kids out in the community, enjoying the community. I mean, this is what it's all about, you know. We live about a block away, you know, love the neighborhood. They always have great programs going on here for the kids, so it's exciting. The best type of community is a community that knows each other, you know. So the more we can get together like this and enjoy each other's company, I think it'll be that much better of a neighborhood.
Venice Pool, Venice Park, greatest in the city of LA. Come out and enjoy it.
Stick around to hear about other events where the city is bringing communities together in fun and supportive ways. What was once a DIY skate park is now a legal one with the official ribbon cutting of the Channel Street Skatepark. This neighborhood cultural hub is a place for kids to gather and hang out, and this site is already being considered a blueprint for other parts of the city. Check it out.
Today is a day of pride and a day of reflection. We have finally made this DIY skate park a legal skate park in the city of Los Angeles.
Like a cultural hub, and things like this are where kids gather and hang out, and places like this are really important that each community has it, so they have a place to grow up and basically just hang out and be part of something.
The difference with this place between everywhere else is the community. These guys have band together, built this place out of their own pockets mostly. They've come down here and cleaned it up, monitored, policed the park. They bring their kids here. Like, it's a big community family vibe down in Pedro.
It's fun. I like to do it. Free time. Super excited for it to be open and more places to skate.
Once we started to get involved for the ribbon cutting ceremony, for me it was instrumental that we sort of paved the way for the next group of skateboarders. So we teamed up with the local Boys and Girls Club, and the idea was pretty simple: providing access for the next generation. So they now have a helmet, a skateboard, and shoes from Vans and Dickie shirts all provided to them. So they now have access to the skate park that they have.
The real plan for this place is to just kind of keep it moving, keep the spirit alive, show people that it can be done, kind of create a blueprint for what they can do within your city, local governments, kind of make it happen.
LA Animal Services announces a partnership focused on canine welfare. LA Sanitation offers a free program to help businesses go green, and a new city motion is introduced to reduce street takeovers. These stories up next on City Beat.
In response to concerns over animal well-being, Wallace Annenberg Pet Space and LA Animal Services have announced a partnership. The partnership will fund 2 canine enrichment coordinator positions and begin a 6-month spay and neuter program at Wallace Annenberg Pet Space. The canine enrichment coordinators will work with LA Animal Services to create a program to ensure every dog has outside time every day. The goal of the multifaceted partnership is to create an improved environment for dogs through activity and to help reduce overcrowding. To find out more about opportunities for volunteering, pet adoption, and additional pet care needs, visit laanimalservices.com. LA Sanitation and Environment is offering free environmental consulting to businesses to help them become a certified green business. The City of LA's Green Business Program recognizes businesses that meet standards established by the California Green Business Network. These standards help businesses reduce water and energy consumption, properly handle hazardous materials, and reduce waste. Participants in this free program save money on utilities and are given referrals to city rebate programs as well as additional business perks. To find out more about the certification process and its benefits, visit the Sustainability Programs tab at lacitysan.org. As part of the effort to find solutions to decrease street takeovers, City Council members introduced a motion to address the issue.
Today, myself, along with my colleagues, Mr. Lee, Mr. De Leon, Mr. Blumenfield, and Mr. Bonin, have presented and introduced a motion to address the street takeover issues that we are experiencing in the city, building off of the work that many of us have been leading independently in our own districts for traffic calming and other mitigation efforts.
In the last year, there have been multiple deaths and street closures related to illegal street takeovers, including incidents on the 6th Street Bridge. Signed by Council members Rodriguez, De Leon, Lee, Blumenfield, and Bonin, the motion looks to create a citywide plan to respond to the problem. Suggested options for street modifications include rumble strips, raised pavement markers, and slow street designs. To learn more about how Los Angeles is working to improve safety for Angelinos, visit lacity.gov.
Brody Stevens was a comics comic who went on to achieve great success in comedy and film. After his passing, his family, friends, fans, and council member Bob Blumenfield wanted to commemorate his legacy with the unveiling of a mural that pays tribute to this Valley native loved by all.
This is recognizing a icon of our community here, Brody Stevens. He was a comedian who grew up right here in Reseda and was a real part of this community. And he went on to fame and fortune as a comedian, as an actor in movies like The Hangover. Unfortunately, he passed away. His family and friends wanted to remember him. So last year we created the Brody Stevens 818 Day and dedicated a bench in the park to Brody. And this year his friends and family wanted to, on the anniversary of that, get together and do something even bigger.
He is somebody who was beloved and remembered in the community. Brody's stand-up comedy touched everyone. He was a comics comic. He put his inside of his brain out there. He had very little filter in the best possible way. He would tell you what's going on in his head and talk and challenge the audience to why is he not laughing? What does it mean?
Brody Stevens was a comedic genius, born and raised in Reseda, the Valley, Tarzana. He was a sports star at
Reseda High. So, I mean, everything right here is where he grew up and cut his teeth at.
Council District 10 and Prosperity Market partnered up for a Black Business Month community event to create a local cycle of economic development. People attending were treated to free food, activities for children, and had the chance to explore what local vendors from their own community had to offer.
So today we are here at Michelle and Barack Obama Sports Complex, located right here in City 10. We're partnering with Prosperity Market in order to not only celebrate Black Business Month, but really to give back to the community. Historically, Los Angeles has been known as a food desert, so meaning lack of healthy food options for our Black and Brown community members. And we really wanted to do something special, so we're partnering with Prosperity Market. Today we're offering free food, retail items, we're offering clothes, hats, and we also have a specific activity section for little kids so they can go ahead and paint and show their creativity today.
We are the founders of Prosperity Market. Oftentimes, farmers markets don't exist in our neighborhoods, and that's one of the reasons why we started Prosperity Market. So we just encourage you to come out, try it, experience it, get to talk to the people that know about the food. It opens up a whole world of like what you're able to explore and experience. And sometimes there may be things that you're like, oh, I'm a little hesitant. You talk to the people that grow it, and it makes it a little bit more fun. They can even tell you like recipes of how to prepare it. I think it just creates an experience that we may not be used to that makes it more easy for us to open ourselves up to.
But really over 2020, over the pandemic, we saw the need for it, and we really felt moved to create impact, and we found a way to do so with food.
I'm here with Prosperity Market as a vendor. Malik Books is representing the community. We're here because books bring a world of opportunity. I love reading, I love books, and I think books can make a difference in our community. Coming together as a community is uno number one when you want to make a change and a difference. So vending, business, opportunities, all that is wonderful because this is what vending and being out here in the marketplace is all about.
Is really an awesome way for people to learn about businesses in our community, supporting people who live in the community and are working and building their businesses. We're often having products that people want but don't know exist in the community, and I think we're just creating this local cycle of economic development that is really awesome.
District 10 is really excited to be partnering with Prosperity Market. We're excited to be giving back. We want to be able to give back to our community members, and we're here to serve.
The Hollenbeck Police Station had a very special surprise visit during Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Dodgers player Freddie Freeman and his family dropped by to hang out, take pictures, and sign autographs as part of the Dodgers Love LA community tour. Let's take a look.
Today is the first day of the Dodgers Love LA community tour, and specifically we are here at the Hollenbeck Police Station to thank our LAPD officers for their service, and we are kicking the week off with Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman is here to say thank you to our officers. He's giving some autographs, taking some pictures. He's a big fan of them, the way they're a big fan of us, and it's just a way and a week of celebrating our fans around Los Angeles.
Well, we're all very excited about Freddie and the Dodger organization stopping by, and especially on this day where it's Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, making it a very special day for the community and for Dodgers and for the police department.
I want to thank the Dodger organization. Their community engagement for this entire week are demonstrating that it's not what they do on the field as well, it's what they do off the field. So Naomi, on behalf of LAPD, thank you for including us.
Thank you guys for having me. This is awesome. My family and I love LA so far. It's been 5 months, 12 years in Atlanta, so we're looking forward to the next 6 years. So this is a special time for the Freeman family, and thank you for having us.
This event is very important to me because I'm a Dodger fan. I like the Dodgers, and this has been a great opportunity to meet one of the great players that baseball has to offer at this time. So right now I was able to get this custom-made bat signed by Freddie Freeman, and it's going to be placed in a very special place, either in my office or at home.
We share a great relationship with the LAPD, and we're happy to be here and to thank them, and we're part of this community together.
The only thing I would like to say is go Dodgers, let's get another World Series.
The City Hall and LAX pylons turned purple to observe August 31st as International Overdose Awareness Day. The goal is to stop overdoses and end the stigma around them so that resources are available, including conversations and help for those grieving loved ones who've been affected.
In America, every 5.5 minutes, somebody is dying from overdose. It's August 31st, which is International Overdose Awareness Day, and I'm wearing purple because tonight City Hall will be illuminated purple, as will the LAX iconic pylons. Whether you come from the wealthiest neighborhoods or from the homeless communities, overdose is rampant and it's growing every day. It's getting worse. The purpose of Overdose Awareness Day is to first end overdose. Second, to end the stigma, make the awareness out there so that the conversations and the resources are available. And finally, it's to support friends and family who have grief in their life, and to help them help themselves and to help others in the pain that may never go away.
I lost my 19-year-old son, Tyler, in 2018. He ingested fentanyl in the bathroom of a sober living. And after he died, we knew that we wanted to do something to try to prevent other families from going through this. So we decided to start a foundation, and we originally did awareness walks and things like that and tried to support grieving family members. But now so many people are dying from fentanyl overdoses that there's not so much of a stigma.
This is the third year in a row we've lit up City Hall and the iconic LAX pylons purple to bring awareness to overdose, that it's not just August 31st, it's year-round, that there are resources and that you're not alone.
My best advice to someone who has lost a loved one to overdose is we have to talk about it. People should not feel embarrassed. It's no one's fault. It's a disease. Addiction is a disease. And the only way that we're going to stop it is to talk about it. And the more we talk about it, the more lives we save.
Have you ever wondered why LA streets have the name they have? So did Mark Tapio-Kynes, and his curiosity has led him to begin researching the fascinating history behind each LA street name. In this week's feature story, we'll learn some fascinating facts, including why Los Angeles doesn't have a 13th street. Check it out.
We're standing at the junction of Hayes Drive and Commodore Sloat Drive here in Carthay Circle. And I chose this junction for our background because all the streets in Carthay Circle were named in 1922 after notable 19th century Californians. So Hayes Drive is for Benjamin Hayes. He was a judge. His most famous case was probably the Biddy Mason case, in which he ruled in favor of Biddy Mason, who had escaped slavery and wanted to legally set down her freedom. 12 years ago, in 2010, I was hired as a writer for a freelance project. There was an HBO drama called Treme. So what I was hired to do was to write about New Orleanian things. So I wrote about a lot of New Orleans streets and how they got their names. And I thought, I should do this for Los Angeles. It's kind of a cool idea. And it took about 10 years for me to finally get around to it, but that was the basic inspiration. I started in May 2020, so it was kind of a lockdown project, but I knew it was going to be a lot bigger than just something to work on for a couple months. Every street is interesting in its own way. There are basically two types of street naming conventions. It's either a city ordinance, in which case civil engineers choose the name for a street, and that often happens because there will be duplicate street names. The other style of street name comes from tract owners themselves, and so they often have very personal value to these people. Either they named it after themselves, or a loved one, or their home city, or home state, or home country. If I had to choose one street that had the most history, it would be Pico Boulevard. Pio Pico, of course, was the last Mexican governor of California, so he has that stature. In fact, he and his brother Andres owned essentially the entire San Fernando Valley at some point. They received them as Mexican soldiers. And he sold his half, the southern half of the valley, to a fellow named Isaac Lankershim in order to build his hotel. So Pico House, which was Pico's hotel, still stands outside the old plaza. His street, it started as Pico Street. It was one of the oldest streets in the city, and interestingly, when they started numbering streets in Los Angeles, they went from 1st, 2nd, 3rd to 12th, and then they stopped at 12th, and then they laid out Pico Street. So Los Angeles never had an unlucky 13th Street. That was obviously intentional. They didn't want to have unlucky 13th, so they chose Pico. I've set up a contact page on lastreetnames.com. I hope that people will start contacting me with information that I may not have about some random streets that were maybe named for a grandparent or that they just happen to know something about that only a resident would know. One thing that I've been really struggling to find is photographs of the old namesakes from a lot of these streets. And so I'm hoping that when people contact me that there might be somebody who might have some family photos and that they might be able to say, oh, you're looking for so-and-so street. Well, so-and-so was my great-grandmother, and here's a photo of her. And that would be just very special because you can't just find these things on the internet that easily.
Enjoy an afternoon of music with the Artisan Guitar Ensemble. Join the Discover and Go program and save on museum tickets, or attend the El Grito 2022 Mexican Independence Day event. All this up next on Things to Do.
Attention guitar music lovers in LA. The Artisan Guitar Ensemble will bring an afternoon of music from around the world to the Donald Bruce Kaufman Brentwood Branch Library. Composed of Max Mendoza, Andre Giraldo, and Daniel Ramirez, this classical guitar trio formed while studying music at CSU Fullerton. They will bring their over 10 years of shared ensemble experience to this occasion. People from all ages are welcome to attend this free performance taking place at the Donald Bruce Kaufman Brentwood Branch Library on Saturday, September 17th at 2 p.m. For more information, visit lapl.org/events. If you love visiting local museums and different cultural destinations while sticking to a budget, you may be interested in Discover and Go, the ongoing partnership between the Los Angeles Public Library and local cultural institutions. Discover and Go is a program that offers free and low-cost passes for local museums, science centers, zoos, and theaters. Attractions include the recently opened Academy Museum, the Broad, and the Grammy Museum, among many others. This program is open to Los Angeles residents 18 and over with a physical LA Public Library card in good standing and is ongoing. For more information and to reserve a Discover and Go pass, visit lapl.org/explorela. Often referred to as El Grito, Mexican Independence Day is celebrated not just in Mexico, but also in our country. LA is holding a special event this year for everyone, and it's called, you guessed it, El Grito 2022. Join this community event celebrating the 212th anniversary of the independence of Mexico, as well as 200 years of diplomatic relations between the U.S. and Mexico. There will be live performances by Graciela Beltran and Luna La Grande with the Mariachi Los Aventureros. El Grito 2022 is a free community event open to the public, which will take place at the Los Angeles City Hall at Grand Park on Thursday, September 15th at 7 p.m. For more information about the event, you can call 213-473-7001. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's it for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.